Alright, unfortunately no King of Limbo today for anyone who's interested. Hello, Devin. All we're going to do today is just really quickly boot up some Arceus. Um, I almost didn't even want to kind of do much today at all. But, you know, I like to try to make sure I stream once every day. Unbroken streak so far. So, what we're going to do today is a little bit more like inventory taking. Or we could look for one shiny. Maybe we should look for one shiny first and then maybe just do some inventory taking. Hey Ash, welcome. So if you're expecting like a crazy long stream, today is not going to be that. Today is going to be a very bare minimum basics. Let's just see if we could find our quick shiny and then move on. Because what I'd like to do today is I'd like to try to empty out the village pastures. As you can imagine, they're full constantly. So my goal for today would be that anything that's not going into Scarlet Violet, I'm going to put in, I'm going to, you know, see how many duplicate, like, alphas I have, for instance, and then try to get rid of them. But first, let's see if we can find our quick shiny. Probably not going to do any dex completion today. I'll just be completely upfront about that. I know that's everyone's favorite portion of when I play. Why are there walruses on the mountain? How does this make any sense? I want to try to defeat with rock types. Okay, so I can defeat with anything then. What level do you think it is anyway? Apparently it's blind as well, if you can believe it. Alright, do you think I could one-shot this thing? It might have just been better to use Infernal Parade, but whatever. I made my choice. Okay. Let's see if we get a shiny Celio. Because we actually don't have a shiny Spheal so far. That's like one of the few ones I don't have is a shiny Spheal. And I would like to have a shiny Spheal because it's like purple. It's a really nice color, actually. Like I've said numerous times, purple is my favorite color. It's actually more like, believe it or not, violet is my favorite color. Late stream, I'm hunting Froakie. I'm on egg 229. Nice. And that's pretty high, all things considered. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I remember I was trying to hatch a shiny Larvitar in Pokemon Gold. And in Pokemon Gold, there's no magma armor, there's no flame body. So, if you're trying to hatch a shiny, you just literally have to sit there and bike back and forth for like 20 minutes to hatch a couple eggs. Because remember, Larvitar requires the most egg cycles because it's a pseudo-legendary. Alright, so I'll turn up my volume here in a minute so I can get jump scared. Which is my favorite part about this game, is playing it and getting jump scared. 230. There you go. Racking it up really quickly. Devin's still trying to beat Metroid Dread's final boss. You're making me want to play Metroid Dread, honestly. I think that in February I'm going to have a couple streams where I just like play old games. Play Fusion, play Mario Sunshine, maybe play Pikmin. I never finished that Pikmin 2, the Pikmin 2 playthrough I was doing. I never finished that, so I will probably go back and do that as well. To the left. Zorua. To the right. Starting to memorize a lot of these locations. I mean, I really should at this point, right? I even know Chatot could spawn here, so that's kind of interesting. We'll fly out to the right, and then we'll fly south. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't imagine playing Violet and, like, farming eggs, I'll be honest with you. Like, so many of the systems, like, yeah, eggs hatch quickly. It just, I don't know. It seems like they really wanted you to use the whole, like, food mechanic. So I remember trying to get eggs to spawn in. My friend was like, oh, why don't you try eating food? And I was like, why do I need to eat food to spawn in eggs? It turns out you actually do need to eat food to spawn in eggs. At a reliable rate, at least. So, that's nice. And that's one reason why I just don't really want to participate. I really just don't want to do it. It's just too time consuming. I don't feel like you get anything out of it, really. Okay, that's annoying. So that's why I really stopped playing Violet, I'll be honest with you. Like, after a point, I was just kind of like, eugh. and I just was like stopped playing it. Outside of raids, like probably not really gonna play it too much. I'd much rather like literally play this. Like literally just play this. Imagine if this game just had online. You know someone's gonna mod this game someday to have it. It's the Wormpools. Someone someday will modify this game to have online. It'll be like the weirdest project someone will ever do. But when they do it, I mean that's really all you needed, you know? Am I under attack? Can I look to the mic select? Let me look at this. Do they run by default? I think they do. Maybe. Okay, if not, let's fight one. I got this one literally faded. He did the fucking Homer Simpson meme. He literally faded. He didn't even run. Oh, great. Flee? Nope. Completely ineffective. My dog just woke up from her 4-hour nap. I'm about to take a 4-hour nap. Clock out. Not gonna lie, I am tired today, so... Sadly, no video tomorrow, so it is what it is. That's my apologies. I'll record tomorrow, because tomorrow I don't have anything to do, really, so... I'll record... Ooh. There's that nice, juicy 1%. I'm right here. Go. Oh my god. It's so weird if they can or cannot see you. Alright, I am gonna have to fight this thing. I actually was thinking about it, like, I can't, I think that what I'll do next month is, like, we'll do the usual streams. Oh, thank the Lord. We'll do the usual streams, but then on the side, like, I'm gonna be recording new games, so that way I get, like, a little bit of a balance, right? Because, like, ever since Dread came out in, like, October of 2021, I have literally only played Metroid Fusion once. And if you know me, you know that that's, like, an exceptionally rare thing. Like, Fusion is a game I almost routinely play, at least, like, at one point I was playing it once a month. So, like, you know how it is, right? Like, it just feels weird. It just feels wrong, is what I should say. So I'm gonna fix that. It's time to... Okay, that scares me. It scares me because if they were a shiny, they would have fled, which would have been pretty bad. So I'm honestly hoping to never get shiny Abras that are not part of an outbreak. Because that would be a very bad set of events. That'll make me question my life decisions. But yeah, like, I would throw Dread up there as well. Because I haven't played Dread since I beat it. I think I dabbled in it a little bit afterwards. But, like, other than that, like, I have not played it. So Devin playing it actually makes me want to play it more. Which is kind of funny. And I will actually go do that. Alright, perfect. The rest of them should now be set to flee. Yep. Get the Pokeballs ready. You kind of want to have them set just in case. You never know when you're going to actually have a shiny pop out. My only regret is I didn't do a 7-hour stream. I'm at any shiny guesses? No, 0. I mean, you already said no. The only nice thing is that you hatch Pokemon so quickly in Gen 8 or in Gen 9. Like, I don't know if they just lowered the amount of steps needed. It takes longer to get the eggs than it is to hatch it. Usually it's the opposite for Pokemon. Usually you could get dozens of eggs in no time at all. Okay, nothing. That's it. Usually you could get dozens of eggs in no time at all. But then the problem becomes that you, that's an alpha? Yeah. The problem becomes that you have to walk around and swap them in and out and stuff like that. Whereas, obviously here, that's not the case, so... Want to call on board? No, not tonight. It's a little late. And for the Legends, for the single-player games, I don't really call too much. Violet is kind of like a communal game, I guess. Like, I don't mind that too much, but for this, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna take it easy. I will play Dread, though. I gotta make sure I stay sharp on it. Because I could do Fusion any day. Fusion's not difficult to me. Dread is difficult. I actually have not beaten Dread yet without dying once. That's like my primary goal for when I play it again. Is like I want to beat the game without dying at all in one run. Because I could do that with Fusion. I could do it with Zero Mission if I don't space out and like get one-shotted by something. But I can't do that with Dread either because of the Emmys or one of the later bosses. I mean, even the early bosses in Dread are kind of difficult after a point. Okay. That's right. Fuck using Sneasler. Satchel was sent back to Remember, that's someone's character's name. They played through the whole story with a character name of It's like you turn on some machinery. People used to have their old fucking Dells and Windows XPs will know exactly what I'm talking about. The fucking Microsoft Windows NTs. The Windows NTs, the Windows 98s, the 95s. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you were around back in the day, you know exactly what kinds of computers I'm talking about. That old head shit. The kind of stuff that you see in like movies now, and people are surprised that back in the day you used to have dial-up and you couldn't talk on the phone and be on the internet at the same time. And then that all changed. I was actually thinking about that today, where we used to have MSN, right? You used to have all kinds of different, like, proprietary browsers to access the internet. And then along came, like, Firefox. Like, literally. Like, it was like Firefox was the first one I remember, right? My school used a bunch of Macs, so we had, like, Safari, which I don't even know if they use Safari anymore. Like, you used to be able to get Safari on Windows. Now you can't even do that. Stuff like that. Like stuff that happened ages ago. Earthlink. No one even remembers any of this shit. Unless you specifically used it. And I mean, I don't know. The TikTok generation probably has no usage for remembering useless information like that. It was a different time for different people. Alright, no sisters. Okay, let's leave. No point in wasting time. Okay, actually, no, that's a lie. I'm gonna wait. What time is it? It's like sunrise. Let's see if the Eevee spawn, right? Because the Drifloons should leave. So whenever it changes the time of day, Pokemon that change with the time of day will either despawn or respawn. So let's see if we get any Eevees, because that would be the perfect shiny. It would save me a lot of time. The answer is looking pretty slim. Just like Luigi's Mansion. I actually kind of wanted to play Luigi's Mansion as well. See, the thing is that the 3DS got a whole lot of good remakes. It's got Ocarina, it's got Majora, and it's got Luigi's Mansion 1. And I'm just kind of sad because I'm like, dude, I would love to play, like, you know, the new features for Luigi's Mansion. Because, for those of you who don't know, Luigi's Mansion has a New Game Plus, basically. It's called the Hidden Mansion. It's not anything special, really. Well, it is something special, but, like, okay, nothing spawned. So we will do the exact same thing I just did. Basically what it is that the Poltergust gets a little bit stronger, but enemies also get a little bit more powerful. It's basically a challenge run that you can do for the game. Now, there's a huge difference between the North American version of it and the PAL version of it, which is the European version. I'm not too sure what it is. I think the entire mansion gets flipped, right? Like, because, you know, this is back when mirror mode was considered to be, like, hard mode for games. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was something that they changed originally. But for some reason in the North American version, it's not like that. Now, on the DS version, they did make the Hidden Mansion work as intended. So, you know, I never got to actually play that. Unfortunately, I just didn't end up liking Luigi's Mansion 3. I just thought it was like a very generic, kind of bland game. You know, I wanted a more open-ended Luigi's Mansion. Instead, they hardcore linearized it, which kind of killed the appeal, in my opinion. Even though Luigi's Mansion 1 is kind of linear. Oh my god, look at these events. Alright, we might actually reload here. Let's do the Ralts event. Lord knows I need a shiny new Ralts. I love... There's something about blue Ralts that's just really cool. I don't know what to tell you. You could get any color Ralts. They look good. Alright, no problem. Take it easy, Epic. And then tomorrow, I don't even remember what I have lined up for tomorrow, actually. We'll stream something, I guess. And then on Tuesday, we'll do the Fire Emblem stream that was supposed to be today. I don't know if I will have another Arceus stream, because this is supposed to be this coming Saturday stream, and I stole it. There you go. Alright, Ralts sometimes fight back, but usually they don't. So we have, what, a 1 in 128? And we have, what, 10 rolls? 10 to 12? So... Hello, right in front of you. Oh my god, so fucking idiotic. Sometimes these Pokemon, man, I swear. Bro, don't tell me we're out already. Okay, good, no, I saw it. I was about to say, what? I'm reloading it. I'm going for that Grottle event next. Yeah, that's it. Wow, this was a really shitty event. Wow, that was fucking awful. That was one of the worst events I've had in a while. It was low and nothing really happened. Amazing. Alright. Reload. This time we'll go to the Grottle event. Trees will have to defeat them, but whatever. I mean, shiny starters are just inherently rare and valuable, so... I'm not opposed to it. I haven't reset in a while anyway. Because usually what happens is that, like, if you reset, it's just better to, like... I mean, technically it's the same odds, right? But sometimes it's just better to just re-roll and see if you get another good Pokemon to show up, right? Like, because Ursaring is okay, right? I'm not, like, a super big fan of it. I definitely wouldn't prefer re-rolling for maybe, like, a higher Pokemon, right? Like, something better, right? If we could get that Eevee outbreak and just be real lucky with it, whew, that could be real good. But the odds of us getting an Eevee outbreak on any reset are probably, like, less than 1%. Because it's got to be, what, 25% to get a mass outbreak, I'm pretty sure. It's either 20 or 25. So, like, let's assume it's 20. Then even if every Pokemon that could show up in a mass-only outbreak were there, it's still going to be really bad odds. Like, it's still going to be, like, 20-some Pokemon that you could possibly get, or something like that. It's just... Wait, what? Oh, okay, there he is. It's just really unlikely that you get a fucking shiny out, or an Eevee event. I hate to say it. And I think there's 2 areas you could get Eevee events, and they're all not likely, unfortunately. It's either Obsidian or Alabaster, and it's both are incredibly unlikely, so it's not really much you can do. Actually, what do we need to do for Weavile? Not that you actually can even encounter a Weavile in the wild, I don't even think. I'm pretty sure you can't, actually. Weavile might be one of the few Pokemon that you cannot encounter in the wild at all. Alright, at this point I haven't been keeping count, have I? We've done 5. This will be number 6, which means that at best we are... This is number 10 of the entire outbreak. So at most there can be, I think, 2 more. Right? Because I think the max you could get out of a... No, I'm sorry. I think the minimum you could get out of this is 12. I forget. I should look this up. Because we have 3 that are already spawned, and this is number 8, so this is the 11th one. That's the 12th one. I don't think these events can go that high. I think they can go up to like a maximum of 15 or 16. So as you can see, we still have this. This is the 13th. I would have maybe considered playing 14 today. Speaking of 13th and 14th, I would have maybe considered it, but my controller, the A button is perma-stuck in the down position. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So it's unfortunate, but what can you do, right? That actually really does suck, though. Like, I was really hoping to, like, actually just, you know, play some 14 and just chill out or something. And my controller's broken, so very nice. Nothing you can really do about it. It's an inevitability about games. Especially, like, just controllers. Like, unfortunately, I don't know. They don't make controllers like they used to, which makes me really sad because now is when I need a lot of controllers, and unfortunately, like, a couple months of playing 14 just ruins them. So I literally cannot play 14 with keyboard and mouse. I cannot do it. So I have to play with a controller. So unfortunately, if I don't have a controller, I'm pretty much screwed. So. There's the Magma Zone. Reminds me, I gotta catch the Haunch Crow. Is that Alpha? Yeah. Wait, that was the outbreak? Oh, shit. Who? Some fucking Weavile or some shit? Who? I'm actually more curious than anything. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. Well, they want me to catch what? What number is Onyx? I have no idea. Number you've evolved, number of large specimens you've caught. I just can't do any. I can't do any of the catching unless it's an alpha. If it's an alpha, I'll catch it because that's guaranteed to be Biss. That's guaranteed to be good. But other than that, I'm not catching it. That's okay. And the reason why I'm also gonna thin out some of the Pokemon I have. Wait, what? The reason why I'm also going to thin out some of the Pokemon I have is because, again, you can only get, like, every Pokemon in this game is functionally identical. There's no IVs or EVs in this game. There's just the effort levels. So, effectively, every Pokemon with the same nature is at level 10 in all their stats, or even just whatever levels, are all identical. There's no IVs, there's no EVs. This game is very, very watered down and straightforward. And that is specifically why I'm going to just, like, you know, try to cut down all the alphas and stuff, because I'm sure I have tons of alpha Piplups. I'm sure I've got tons of other stuff, right? Like, I'm gonna open up the Google Doc and try to do that. I mean, assuming we can find our shiny of the stream within the next hour, I'll do it. If not, we'll just be looking for a shiny on this stream. We'll just do it later. And I mean, at this rate, it's not going too well. We're already almost like half an hour in. This is going to be one of those streams. Remember those streams where we would play for like 2 hours and never find a shiny? And then randomly, like, the game will just squeeze out exactly one shiny? Yeah, we're going to get to that point again. And, oh, still more. Those the old days of my streams. That's one of the things that made me kind of like lessen up on this game a little bit. I was like, damn, I have been here before. Which, funnily enough, we haven't really been here before, though. Because I genuinely don't think I've ever, like, tried to shiny hunt Onyxes. So I'm either really, really open-minded right now or really, really desperate. And I don't know. Hilarious. Alright, there you go. Well, that's guaranteed to be, yep, large. You cannot be an alpha and not be large, so I'm gonna have to release it. I mean, the other thing I could do is I could use it to, like, master Onyx. But again, I only have maybe 5 open slots in any of my pastures at this point. Alright. So since we've done that, let's look for some shinies on the way back. The koi pond, basically. Alright. Let's leave. Yeah, we probably have like one box open. Bro, we got one slot. We got one slot, man. Oh my god. So if 2 shiny Pokemon show up, I'm just shit out of luck, dude. Like, actually. It's rough. It is absolutely rough. Did we ever finish Quilava? I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah. So, like, see how I have 2 Piplups? Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm going to crack down on. Because we don't need this much. This overkill. Like, I couldn't even tell you why I have those 2. Some of these I could import. And some of these, you know, like, why do we have an Alpha Stunky? I don't care about Stunky. I've never liked it as a Pokemon. The only reason I would keep an Alpha Stunky around is because I would plan to, why do we have an Alpha Luxio? Oh, you know why? Because I would like to complete the Dex entry, and the easiest way to do that is with an Alpha Pokemon. It's like Machop is another one, etc., etc. So I don't anticipate finding 5 shinies in a single outing, though, in case you're wondering. It's just something that I have to do, so whatever. Let's leave. Onyx is close. I think Onyx is gold when it's shiny. It's a pretty nice shiny, just like Geodude. Geodude being one of my actual legitimate shinies from Heart Gold. That's like the only thing is there's no really good weapon. There's a really good method of shiny hunting in Heart Gold, unfortunately. There just isn't. You just have to run around and play the game. It wasn't really until Gen 6 when you could actually, like, do something besides Masuda methoding. And remember, at best, Masuda methoding is a 1 in 512, which isn't very great odds. Like, everything I do in this generation is better. actually. Just by default, playing Gen 8 with the shiny charm. You're probably doing more. You're probably having more fun. Just normally someone could say like, "Oh, that's not much," but I mean, like, do you really want to breed Pokemon until you get a shiny? Like, even the 1 in 64 odds on Pokemon Gold are kind of trash. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, that's why I have, like, I actually booted up Pokemon Gold, and I was trying to, like, hatch some more Pokemon. And basically, I'm looking for Caterpie, pretty much. Like, I'm looking for shiny Caterpie. It's a whole, like, chart that I have, like, listed out for Gen 2 that I'm, like, trying to, like, grind out shinies and shit for. And the thing about it is, it just takes forever to hatch an egg. Like, your movement speed is slower in that game. On top of that, it just takes longer because there's no, like, flame body or whatever, you know, to make your life a little bit more easier. Like, dude, can we stop with the Lickitungs, please? That's unbelievable. See, I don't really do a lot of egg hunting anymore. Like, this is more fun to me than egg hunting ever was. The only reason I would do egg hunting is because it's just straightforward, you know? Like, eventually you can't miss it, you can't fail it. Even without using, like, special methods. Inevitably, you will someday, eventually, you know, get a shiny out of an egg. If you do it long enough. The problem is doing it long enough is the, like, the big, I don't know if I want to do it. You can only imagine how long it must take to actually, like, sit around and farm out the same stuff over and over and over again. And I'm not even kidding. We got shiny Teddy Ursa, please. That would be so god tier. I don't know why they made it green and then Ursaluna is red. I knew this fucker was going to show up. I knew he couldn't help himself. Okay. That's in the Salacian ruins. This weird shit. Dude. If only I could get the lucky Bronzor. That would be so good. I'm not fighting that. Gonna get that shit again to save the stream at the last minute. Let's go look through this. Actually, no, we didn't even look through this. What the fuck? Dude, I am so upset that, like, Duskull and, like, a handful of other ones are not in Gen 9. That would be so perfect. I spent so much time getting all these Duskulls that I'm never going to get to use. I'm going to send one to BD for sure. Maybe two. Dude, fucking Stunky. Maybe Murkrow is like a really rare spawn in an outbreak. I feel like it is, kinda. Because, you know, you think... I'm thinking, like, all the times I've done a Massive Mass, and, like, I don't think I've almost ever seen a Murkrow event. So Murkrow events must be rare by default. Shit, random Vespa Queen. Okay, Rhyhorn into Rhydon. And there we go. Shiny Ursaring. I like how it triggered in my head first before anything else. I was like, huh, that's not normal. Interesting. Very interesting how this game works with its shinies. E. Just looks so weird too. Look at this fucking thing. Look at this yogi. Oh shit. Damn it. I really kind of don't want to get into combat. I kind of just want to catch this thing. I did just save my game, so we'll be good. Dude, still 3? Thank you. Alright, that's it. Okay, so now we're basically done. Well, we'll look at like 1 or 2 more events, I guess. Let's see if we get anything good. Maybe we should try to farm like a good event. Okay, let's get out of here. I mean, I could pick up the packages. I'll be honest with you. I'm at 28,000. I know I'm gonna have to spend a bunch to level up Sneaslers, or rather evolve them. But yeah, there we go. Green Ursa Ring. I don't know why, like, years later when they add evolutions and other generations, they feel the need to change the color scheme of the Shinies. It makes no goddamn sense to me at all. I have no idea why they want to do that. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, why would they want to change the shiny form? Like why is Dusk Noir, like, almost one of those shinies you couldn't even tell the difference between the shiny and the normal form? But Dusclops, Gastrodon, sure. But Dusclops is obviously a, you know, it's red. It's red like Duskull. I don't know why they do that. Like, why can't Dusk Noir just be red? It's like the shittiest shiny design possible. They fucking hate you. Makes me not want to evolve my Duskull or my Dusclops. So I mean, you need Pokemon like Alpha Starly. Actually, hold on, is Honchkrow over here? You legitimately need Pokemon like Gallade, right? Like the Ralts line always looks good because they didn't change the design even though it was introduced in a later gen. Why the fuck they changed it to be like dark blue is so terrible, man. That's what I mean. Not all shinies are born equal, man. Some shinies just suck. Other shinies are just good by default. They're just automatically goated for no fucking reason. Now you know why I just like that's why like hunting for shinies for me has got to be like a combination of multiple factors. I like the Pokemon. It's reasonably easy to obtain, right? Like that's why I don't like to do fucking Eevee shiny farming, you know? Like I could sit here and stream Eevee shiny farming for like 50 hours and maybe only get a handful of chains that even make it to 35, right? Like, is that worth my time? Maybe. I mean, like, you know, I could shoot the shit with people in the chat or whatever, but like after a point, even I'm kind of burnt out on it. That's why I stopped doing it. That's why the Brilliant Diamond streams basically died. Because it's basically me standing around, you know, just fucking doing whatever, right? Number defeated. Number of heavy specimen. Number you've caught without being spotted. Well, of course I invaded their fucking island before doing this, so yeah, I think they've spotted me. I think we've been made. Just saying. Why did I lead with this thing? Why did I not use Shadow Ball? These are the questions that really matter. Oh, good lord. I'm gonna give Gallade fucking Leaf Blade, honestly. So I'm gonna run around with 2 Gallades. One with, like, you know, Leaf Blade and a handful of other moves. And, like, the other one with the usual, like, actually fighting moves and stuff. Alright, it's not worth it. Let's look over here first. And then I guess we could teleport back and maybe go catch the Haunch Crow. Just because we need to do that so I could try to perfect it. Even though I said I wasn't going to do a lot of, like, perfection, I might as well do it since I'm here in the same area. Man, what I wouldn't give to get a shiny just out of nowhere walking down the beach. Or like that. I think there's 2 Murkrow up here at nighttime, if I'm not mistaken. It's a shared spawn. It's tragic. I can never get the Pokemon I want. At least not from the shared spawners. Yeah. What the fuck was that? Ah, it's a Bimbo. That's what I mean. I think that, like an exposition on this game, right? Or, like, you know, changing it up or adding more stuff to it could really just entail, like, instead, like, all these different areas, right, that we know from Gen 4 really should be expanded on. Like, it should be, like, mini dungeons. There's no dungeons in this game, which could have been a definite severe dub. You know? It would have just been cool to have, like, that extra little bit of stuff to do in this game. Personally, I feel that way, like, this doesn't have to be full-on Mystery Dungeon levels, right? Because I know Mystery Dungeon, I've referred to it as a cheating facility for many reasons. They definitely don't give a shit about hiding the fact that they just will casually spawn. Dude, recruiting Kecleon in those games is so obnoxious. I hate it. It's so not fun. That's what I mean. Recruiting everything in Mystery Dungeon is definitely not fun. So, like, I don't even want to promise, like, someday I'll go back to Mystery Dungeon DX and recruit everything. Just because I know I know what it entails. And I know it entails a lot of very annoying dungeons and things like that. So I don't even want to really promise it. So, who knows if we'll ever do that. I think I'll just take this one and we'll just level it up and shit. Yeah, because I fully maxed this dude out. Okay. I don't know why I have 2 Vespa Queens. Alright, so I guess what we'll do now, if we don't have, like, I'll maybe run the roulette a few times. Oh, god damn it. We need another Dusclops. It's such a common event. We'll run the roulette a few times, see if anything else pops up, and then what we'll do is I'll do the inventory thing. Just release a bunch of bullshit. Because I don't know. Like, I think part of it is just going to be like, technically I could dump a bunch of Pokemon into Shining Pearl, but is it worth it? Like, I'm never going to play Shining Pearl again, probably. Happiny. Is it even worth a Happiny run? Where is Happiny located on the map? I think it's located on that hill. I haven't been up that hill in months. I don't go over there, because there's nothing to get over there either. Actually, no, that's a lie. Alright, can I fast till morning, please? Let's get the EVs to spawn, just in case. That's 1 EV. Everything that spawns over here that's not an EV is basically a waste of a spawn. Unfortunately. And that's kind of how it works out. It's a very rare chance to even get an EV spawn over here. And then it's even rarer, obviously, that it's a shiny, right? Like, you have to roll on the shiny odds as well. So... unfortunately, there's no good way to get a shiny Eevee in this gen. I still think that just rolling the dice in Brilliant Diamond is probably the fastest if you're very efficient. There's a little bit of luck involved with having Eevee actually, like, appear in the trophy garden. So technically speaking, like, maybe this game is faster in terms of, like, you know, effort. But I think if you know how to do it with Brilliant Diamond, you could get more shinies for sure. Because once you're at a certain point on the Poke Radar, you just reset until you get your shinies. The hard part is getting to that point. Because you could do everything right and then just roll the... It's a 5% chance to even get a chain that far, to rank 40. So, it's unfortunate. The Poke Radar, I really, like, I don't want to say make it like a QTE to see if you pass and can continue your chain. But, like, just having a 7% or, like, a 5% chance to lose the fucking chain is really obnoxious. It's not great. Even if it was a 99% chance, you would still have a very good opportunity to lose your chain by the time you're at chain 40. I'm sorry, 99% chance to keep your chain, not lose it. I don't even want to look at Machop. I'll do it just because I know I want to look at the Riolu as well. And what time is it? Probably spent like the last 10 or so minutes looking through all the different Pokemon we have. What time is it? Okay, so yeah, I'll do like another maybe like 10 minutes of looking real quick, and if we don't see anything good, then I'm moving on. I'm gonna go through my stuff, see how many of each Pokemon I have, type it up real quick, release a couple obviously, because what the fuck was that noise? I really wish they would not do that, man. That is terrifying. This is a fucking kid's game. But I say that, and I know damn well Luigi's Mansion is one of the most terrifying games I've ever played. And that is 100% a kid's game. Mario? It is a very, very grim game for kids to play. It's totally not at all responsible for me ending up the way I did. It's such a good game. Such a unique game, man. Apparently the box art is supposed to be a Home Alone reference. I never knew that because I don't think I was born when Home Alone was a thing. So, I never knew that. Oh man. Fucking Elekid. We already gave Machop a chance. Just walking around screaming Mario at low health. It's very hard to heal in Luigi's Mansion. Like I said, the way I would fix Luigi's Mansion is I would make it so that the second floor, one of those doors works, but you only unlock it at the, like, you know, towards the middle of the game. Would have been so much better. They really fucked that up. Because it takes so long to go from the second floor around. I wonder if they changed that in the DS version. They probably didn't. I really should look that up. What? What do you mean? No, no one is getting bullied. I'm talking about games I liked as a kid. Games I liked when I was like 7 and 8. Awesome games. Classic GameCube games that nobody knows shit about anymore. Except for old people like me. Masterpieces of video gaming. And just... like, and then I just feel bad because today's kids, man, they just get like Luigi's Mansion 3. Like, they don't get like Luigi's Mansion 1. Like, that was a late 3DS game. You know, you had to really be into the 3DS and following it. And then out of nowhere, it's just like, oh, well, we're done with the 3DS because, you know, the Switch. And I fucking hate that, by the way. I'm still very resentful that the 3DS was definitely getting to a peak. And then they were just like, we're done, fuck it. And now every game is on the Switch. And it's like, great. So that's like a whole archetype of video gaming that is just gone forever. You know, how many games that existed on the DS and were their own unique style of play can't even be played on the Switch without heavy editing, you know? That's sort of a deal. Tragic. It's like, I want to play like Classic Wind Waker as well. Classic Wind Waker. The thing about Wind Waker is that the game is very slow. So like, if I were to play Wind Waker, like, I would make a save right after we get out of the Forsaken Fortress. I don't think there's any missables or anything up to that point. I don't even know if Wind Waker has, like, serious missables. I actually should almost look it up, just to see, because I actually genuinely don't know. I don't think it does. I think Wind Waker's pretty good as far as Zelda games go in terms of missables. Whereas, like, most Zelda games, like, you could lose... Like, I know in Twilight Princess you could lose the Orden Shield if you have it equipped. Ocarina obviously has missables. It has that one upgrade, I think, for the Deku Sticks that's, like, glitched in the original releases. If you get, like, if you do the Bigoron Sword Chain or something like that, you lose the ability to get that upgrade because it overwrites a flag in memory. It's a really weird and obscure glitch that you might not even trigger, or you might not even get those items in the first place. And again, I don't know enough about Skyward Sword, so... Ow, okay. I just wanted to make sure that was a Gibble. They're all jumping me. Wow. Trying to think, like, Star Fox is another one. I keep saying I'm gonna play Star Fox Assault. I just need like a full like 6 hours, 7 hours, and I'll play the whole game. Because when you really get down to it, Star Fox Assault is not a very long game. It's meant to be a very replayable game, but it's not long at all. It's like 10 missions. I think at most each mission from start to finish is like 20 minutes. So it's only actually a couple of hours to play from start to finish. So I mean, like, if you're looking for something short, sweet, and to the point, then I mean, it's right up your alley. But if you're looking for a longer, you know, more savorous experience, I think Adventures just hits it on the head. And like I said, Star Fox Adventures is what I consider to be the Phase 1, the early tier GameCube games, you know? Which is a completely arbitrary... What the fuck is that noise? What was that? I don't even know. That's terrifying. Okay, well, we're done. Let's go back. Alright, again, out. Out, out, out. I think Eternal Darkness is a 2002 game, so that would also be an early GameCube game. A lot of those early GameCube games were meant to be N64 games. So I think Wind Waker started as an N64 game. I think Luigi's Mansion also started as an N64 game. What else? Resident Evil 0 started as an N64 game. Like, all these games were N64 games to start. And then I think Majora's Mask was very close to being pushed because they said it was like that's like a very late era N64 game. They were definitely maybe a few months later they would have pushed it to the GameCube. Might very well have become a launch title for the GameCube, all things considered. Which would have been a very different experience for me as a kid, honestly. But like I know why people like Wind Waker. I just personally don't share the same like sentiment about it, you know? Like, I just feel like Wind Waker just has things that could be way better. Mostly because Wind Waker is such a short game. Wind Waker is too short, in my opinion. Because it's only 5 dungeons. Well, technically 6, right? But I don't count the final dungeon in the game. It doesn't... It's just... It's not that great. So, I don't know. That's how I feel about Wind Waker. Twilight Princess just had way more for me. Personally. It had a better story, too, I feel. I feel like Wind Waker's story is like, mostly... Like, the direct story of it is, like, kind of whatever. But, like, I like the backstory of it a bit, and I like Ganondorf's, like, little monologue at the end. That's about it. Whereas Twilight Princess, I thought, was a very, like, astoundingly interesting story from start to finish, from the day I started playing it to the day I beat it. I was like, wow, this was truly a masterpiece. I was just blown away by that game entirely. But I don't know, I think people came to really like Wind Waker's art style, which is funny because originally people didn't like it. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, the internet changing its mind. I just personally thought that at the time, Twilight Princess just wowed me way harder. The sword play was better. Again, I guess the whole swords hitting the wall thing was kind of annoying. I don't really remember it, but apparently that's a change from the Wii U version. So I could live with that. That's good. Well, like, Wind Waker I just felt is way too fucking easy. Like, there's no challenge in Wind Waker. Even on Hero Mode, the only reason why Hero Mode's difficult at the beginning is because there's nowhere to heal, because the game is linear. The second the game delinearizes, the game becomes a cakewalk. It becomes a joke, which I think is really funny. Now, I'm not saying a Zelda game has to be hard to be good. I'm just saying that there isn't really any reward feeling for doing Wind Waker's combat. That's why I say that Puppet Ganon is the actual final boss. Is there current? No, I'm not drifting. No. Alright, I think that's it. But yeah, that's why I say that Puppet Ganon is the final boss of Wind Waker, because realistically speaking, like, it's not really, like, a lot going on in it. Like, once you... The actual final boss is basically a quick time event. Like... And not even, like, a hard quick time event, like some other games. It's literally just a very boring, bland quick time event. You do it a couple times, there's a little mini cutscene. There's no actual, like, sword play, whereas I felt like Twilight Princess definitely had way better sword play at the end. Ocarina, I think, is somewhere in there. I don't know why. It just feels like the final fight of Ocarina just takes so fucking long for me. Never understood that. But to be fair, I've only ever beaten it for the channel and then once when I was a kid, and I don't really remember playing it when I was a kid, so... Yes, I'm gonna remember gaming sessions I had legitimately 2 decades ago in my living room. Okay, well, we're done. Alright, let's go look through our stuff, basically. Because we're more or less done. That was kind of like my last one, so... Okay. Let's go back to Pasture 1, right? So what do we have here that we can keep and get rid of, right? So we could evolve 2 more Dewatts, which I don't even think is worth it, right? We have an Eevee, which isn't really worth it. We have a Magnezone, which could be worth it. All right, let me write down... Let me go to the living decks real quick. All right, so in every chart where I have an alpha, because I could make a second chart, I'm going to you know, yeah, no, let me copy this because I don't want to actually change this. This one is fine. So in every one of these where I have this, I'm going to make a little star at the end of the data box, basically. So that way I know that I have an alpha for it, right? So like this is a basic Duskull, we could get rid of it, right? Alpha, okay, we have an alpha Zubat. What number is Zubat again? Zubat. Okay, thank you. We have an alpha Starly already. Starly is very early, right? Zoroark, Basculin, this thing. Do we need another Rowlet? Fuck that. This is one of my Weaviles, I'm pretty sure. Pikachu, we don't need. Drifblim. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to keep Spiritombs. It's a level 62 Eevee. I have a bunch of Overquills. I think there was a Quillfish event that evolved one time. Okay, we have Alpha Gallade. At least I could use this for something. Alpha Ralts. Where is Ralts again? On this thing? I can't find it. Okay. That. We have delayed. Magnemite is rare. All these are rare. This is not rare. This is also not rare because we already have an Alpha Zubat. We have an Alpha Chansey. I guess that, yeah, Blissy's in this game then. We have an Alpha Machop. Dude, we have so many Alpha Piplups. This is fucking gross. That's so funny. Okay. Magnemite, Geodude, Lilligant. A bunch of random EVs. We just, fuck it. If I needed EVs, I could breed them. Random Monferno. Some Petalils. Alright, so I have Alpha Abra. Alpha Mamoswine. Okay, it's at the back end of the Pokedex. I don't really need a Machoke. Alright, Sliggoo's. Crobat that probably should get imported somewhere. Do I already have an Alpha Starly? Yes. Alpha Haunter. Should be where? Where's Haunter? There you go. Alpha Haunter. Flareon, a bunch of Sneasels. Leafeon, Alpha Drifloon. Another Pikachu I don't need. Another Luxio I don't need. Okay, we have an Alpha Sudowoodo. My favorite part is how Sudowoodo went from being like a rare Pokemon to like a Pokemon that shows up in like every game. Like, I'm not even kidding. And I liked Sudowoodo. The day I saw it in Pokemon Gold, I was like, wow, this is a really cool Pokemon. And it's a one-time spawn. So, you don't catch it, you're screwed. We have an Alpha Silcoon. Crow. Okay, Haunch Crow. We don't need Bergmite. And if we ever needed to catch a Bergmite, we know where to find it. Alpha Gengar, Alpha Lickilicky. Right. Okay. Teddy Ursa, Rufflet. Okay, I need this Pachirisu, by the way. I'm going to need it for that one quest I never did. Because I plan to 100% a lot of this stuff. The only thing I have to do is I have to see what Pokemon they need me to, like, level up. And then I will do it. It's so weird saying that, too, because there's literally, like, no Pokemon in this game to begin with. Alright, I'll keep the Teddy Ursa because I'm going to evolve that. Like, do we need Walrein? Like, we could catch an Alpha whenever we need. Alpha Snorunt. We don't need Vulpix. Alpha Dartrix. I have a Rowlet in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. This is like the third or fourth Leafeon we have. Alright, we already have an Alpha Drifloon. We have an Alpha Shinx. And honestly, realistically, I probably should just get rid of all of them. Like no joke. Where the fuck is Shinx? How am I not finding this? Here we go. Realistically, there's no difference in alpha Pokemon between stats. It's purely cosmetic. There you go. Get rid of Ninetales. These I'm keeping for a reason. So we have Ninetales. Turtwig. Yanma. Which I'm pretty sure in Japanese literally just means dragonfly. Okay. Yeah, dude. Fucking, how many Leafeons do I need? I'll import those. Right, that's fine. We don't need another Piplup. Lord knows we could breed a billion Piplups all back to back if we really so chose to. I forget if there's some reason why I'm keeping all these Mantines. Yeah, see, we already have this. Celio and Walrein. Celio. Walrein. And what was the other one? Leafeon? How the hell do we get that? I'd like to get all the evolutions, actually. Alpha. I think that would be pretty good. Why is this Dustox marked? This is not my original Dustox. Why is it marked, though? I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. Alright, get rid of the Bidoof. Alpha Gardevoir. Drifblim. Take your pick. Okay. We have Ghastly. So what do we have? Ghastly and Polion. The fuck? We have Gardevoir. We have Ghastly. And Polion. Okay. And yes, Bidoof. Amazing. I'm going to evolve all of these. So, like, most of these I don't want to get rid of intentionally. We have Roserade. Okay. We have Heracross. Barboach. Oh, good lord. I could get... But Whiscash is a guaranteed spawn, right? Sometimes I forget Barboach is even in this game. Because it's so rare to find it in either the rivers, and you can only find a handful of evolutions elsewhere. Gabite. Okay, we already have a Starly. Goomy, I guess we could evolve, right? I'm basically just going to give away a bunch of these to my friends who didn't play this game and just be like, yeah, you didn't miss much. Unless you... It's worth playing, but if you didn't play it and, like, you have no interest in playing, even though what I would argue is the better open world game, then I don't blame you. We don't need 2 Duskulls. We have a Mantine, yet another Piplup, of course. Alright, so we have like Alpha Happiny, Paris, Drapion. Here's a random Glalie. Eevee, Voltorb, a Monferno from somewhere. Magikarp. A random Lucario. Petalil. Alpha Magikarp. Alpha Umbreon, which is a pretty good find. These two we don't even need. Get rid of you. You're one of my... Yeah, you're one of my OGs. And you're also one of my OGs. See, the OGs are kind of spilling into random fucking boxes because I don't have anywhere to put them. That's the problem. I need to be able to drag these dudes the fuck out of here. Alright. And then that way I could go through these boxes back here, which are full of, like, random Pokemon. Okay. It's still a fucking slaughterfest. Look at this. Dude, we just got rid of a bunch of Pokemon, and it's like nothing changed at all. It's so ridiculous. That's what happens when you love a game too much, folks. Let's drag these in here now. I mean, at the bare minimum, what I can tell you now is I can at least play the game, right? Like, at least next time when we play, I'll have the space to be able to do whatever I need to do, so... I mean, it's not like a terrible, terrible thing. It's just like certain Pokemon that I want to keep are going to start spilling over. So I'll try to take care of, I guess. I don't even like Leafeon. I'll be honest with you. It's definitely like one of the cooler looking evolutions, and I've just never been able to have like a good usage for it, ever. So like I never use one. I think it's also like not special defense tanky, so I'm just like, why bother? And so I just never bothered to use it, basically. Alright, and I think the next like order of business will be to finish sorting out all the different like Hisuian Pokemon. So that way I can, you know, actually, like, figure out, like, who's going where and who's getting dumped where and all that stuff, so. Here, this has to be our play box, basically, from now on. Until they release Pokemon Home, or rather, release the update, this is going to be the box I'm going to play out of, pretty much. Ooh, we got a lot of empty space here. So, like, all these Pokemon, I'm going to evolve. I forget how this specifically evolves anyway. Okay. $20, very nice. So, like, Lilligant is one I need to evolve. I'm going to need to do a bunch of leveling for Goomy, so that way I can evolve a bunch of Hisuian Goomies into Sligoos. Once they're Hisuian Sligoos, I don't think I'm going to have to do anything else to evolve them further. So I think that'll be fine. What else can I do? Okay. Oop. Right? Is it shiny stones to evolve Hisuian Lilligant? Because if so, I'll just evolve them all right now. Like, what else is the point? Let's take out, like, 3. So few Pokemon evolve with the shiny stone that I'm actually not used to it. Like, honestly, I used to get the shiny stone and the dawn stone confused all the time. Because they both are kind of similarly named. And I don't know, I just got all those Pokemon mixed up in my head. I was like, oh, you evolve with this, don't you? And it's like, no. Having a boomer moment playing fucking video games, if you can believe it. Okay. Anyway, do you guys evolve with this? No, they don't. What the fuck do they evolve with? Is it really just Dawnstones? Is Roserade really the only Pokemon that evolves with shiny stones in this game? Wait, what the hell do they evolve with? Leaf Stone? Alright, let me look this up, because I actually have no idea. It's Sunstone. It's a Sunstone. I realized it before I even finished typing. Oh, man. There's like 3 stones that are all exactly the same identical fucking thing. It's insane, man. They're all the same exact thing. All of them. Okay. This one I actually should keep. Yeah, maybe this one I'll actually keep as my my personal one to use. Recover, Energy Ball. It's got to become a physical attacker for sure, right? Once it evolves. And that way I'll mark it. I'll keep it separate. I can't wait till I fill up my Violet with a bunch of Pokemon I literally will never use. I'm only going to give away. That's going to be really fun. I mean, like, at least some Hisuian Pokemon that are harder to get will just, it's like, they'll always be kind of valuable, right? Like Overquill, Wordeer, Basculegion, all of those are pretty challenging to get. Like, the starters are pretty fucking easy. You just level them up. Okay. Alright, really quickly. It is a physical attacker, as you can see. It changes all of its stats around. Alright, so I will keep this one. There you go. Caught 5 of 5. Alright, so I'd like to make another box for where I plan to store some of these. But it doesn't... Let's see. That should be, like, the last thing that I do, is I want to make a box specifically for, like, any of these, like, actually, like, you know, rare, hard-to-get Pokemon, right? So, like, that Lilligant will be going there. Okay, there we go. We can dump them in here, basically. Right? So, like, we have Zoroark, which is going to be fantastic, because everybody loves Zoroark. It's a national treasure. We're gonna have so many fucking Lilligants, man. This is gonna be so nuts. Wait, so what the hell is this one? I already had one. This one probably came from an event. Okay, Growlithe is another one. There's a lot of Hisuian Pokemon. I mean, they're really kind of aren't. It's like maybe 20 Pokemon at most that are not natively in the dex, but when you try to do this, it's a lot. There's a lot of them. Just doing this, there's a lot of them. Yeah, because that evolves into Braviary. You I will need for that one event later. So hopefully I don't forget you're there, which I totally will, which will be hilarious. Gengar does not have a Hisuian form. We're actually out of room. Oh no, we gotta move all these guys. Yeah, so that's actually what I would do, is I would move these guys right here. Okay. I'm gonna run out of room on this. Yeah, we don't have enough space. I actually have that many of these fucking Pokemon. We don't have enough room. That's fine. Again, it's just a temporary measure until we get more room, pretty much. So we don't need to catch any more Zorruas. We even have extras, right? So we don't need to catch any more Zorruas at all, okay? We can leave them the fuck alone. We don't have to catch any more, no more Sneasels, because I have a ton of these to evolve. In fact, I really should use one of these. I'm not even sure if it's any good, but I should just use it anyway. Yeah, so we have too many. Yeah, because I don't think I need another box for Hisuian Pokemon. I think that would be way, way overkill. Okay. There you go. I will also make a marking system. I will get around to that eventually. Since I'm going to be playing this game until I die, pretty much. I'll do that someday. Okay, so that's probably as good as it's going to get. Like, I definitely could start to make another box full of Hisuian Pokemon. I'm not going to do that now. That would be too much, and we're kind of out of time anyway. See, like, we have enough. We definitely do. Like, we have a couple down here. We have, like, maybe another 6 or 7 Pokemon. I'm trying to keep this box, like, completely clean. So that way, if I do go out and I do catch stuff, we'll be fine. So, alright. Pretty good. At least now we can... Oh, well, for starters, right, like... I should make another one, shouldn't I? I'm not going to do it now. But, like, I have a whole row... More than a row. I probably have, like, a good 3 rows of extra Pokemon to dump into places. I guess what I could do is I could move the Pokemon I like out. Well, it's really just you. I'm going to move you over here, because I'm actually going to keep you and use you. Everyone else is kind of on their own. That's what I'm going to have to do until eventually one day I will start to drill down into these boxes in particular and, like, try to sort through all of these. Because this is just, like, why do we have 2 Ursaring in here? I have no fucking idea. These are... Most of the Pokemon in these boxes are old as shit. Yeah, fucking February of last year. Like, this is like a year-old Pokemon. This is some of the earliest boxes I started to fill in after I did the Living Dex shit. Where is my good friend? Yeah, the Ursaluna. The fucking Ursaluna from the clip, man. I love him. I love him so much. That clip was so good. Oh, man, that's so funny. We're gonna have duplicate Rotoms. I'm guessing I could just dump them. Is Rotom in Violet? It has to be, because the Rotom phone is in Violet. Yeah. There's no way. Yeah, it's definitely in Violet. I don't know if you could change its forms. Is Rotom in Violet? That's so wacky to me. Oh, and then the other thing to do is to actually use these two Pokemon. Because if you don't know, recap, if you've never played this game, these are the two Pokemon. You get the two other starters that you did not pick. Goes without saying, I feel kind of obligated to use these, right? Because, you know, you get them technically, like, you get everything in this game. You get all the starters, you get all the legendaries, right? You can catch whatever. I personally like that about this game. I like that they just say, hey, you could just have all the starters. It's cool. Now, obviously, it's a post-game thing, but, you know. Anyway, here's the Wall of Fame, as I like to call it. Dude, I haven't used this thing in forever. I should bring out. I should use Dustox one more time, just for the meme. Just bring it back. Oh, I never fully maxed you out. What? Yo, I never maxed out all the Pokemon I actually routinely use. That's a little fucked up, honestly. The sad thing is, it won't really help Dustox. Dustox doesn't really have good stats to begin with. What a tragedy this is. Is it 5? Yeah. 5. 15. I guess it's not 15. I guess I'll skip his attack. It's not gonna really do anything. The Dustox just doesn't have the stats to really contend with, like, a lot of, like, high-level Pokemon, sadly. Maybe not. There goes the HP. But yeah, most bug Pokemon just aren't very sturdy, unless your name is, like, Fortress or something. It's not exactly a type known for its defensiveness, to my knowledge. Okay. 10. Okay. There he is. He actually says hi to Laventon. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen that interaction. I mean, he gained, what, like 60 points of HP? He's not, like, fully maxed out. I mean, like, with stats like this, you would think it would be kind of tanky. Not really, though. I mean, we could definitely use Dustox again, and, like, Sylveon would be another one, right? Especially since I evolved that Sylveon famously by accident, which I think is hilarious. It's just there's better Pokemon to use in the meanwhile. But definitely one of the few Pokemon I really didn't think I would actually enjoy using. So yeah, I'm going to drill down into this. I'm going to make sure to go through all this, right? Some of these Pokemon are obviously better than others. I'll look through this at some point. But for the most part, we've cleaned up enough that I'm, like, reasonably comfortable. I need to assemble all the Sneasels in, like, one box, to be fair. Like, I actually kind of should do that. I think that's it. Yeah. Are those all the Sneasels? Because all these Sneasels, I could just make an army of Weaviles. I don't know why I would do that, though. Like, it's not that broke. I mean, it is that broken. But it's not like that do or die that you need to have an army of Weaviles. But I'll just do it just because it's cool. And why not? Alright, so the only other thing I will do is I'll move an entire... Oh, there's another one. Move an entire row up there. So now this way... we can actually catch again, which is pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy for that. So, all right, very nice. Let's actually leave, so that way next time when we play, which I'll probably still do another stream of this on Saturday, Just this was kind of inevitable. I would have had to deal with this at some point anyway. This is not a bad Pokemon to max out, but it's not one you'll see in the wild ever, so it's kind of like, what's the purpose, right? A lot of the Hisuian Pokemon are very easy to max out, but you'll almost never see them spawn. In fact, I'm not even sure that half of them can spawn, unless it's a specifically one of its pre-evolutions, like mass outbreaks, that's set to evolve in a massive mass outbreak. So, alright. In any event, good stuff. Like I said, I knew this was going to be a quick stream. I didn't want to make it any longer than it needed to be. I'm glad we got our shiny of the stream. Once again, just this game at work. You gotta love it for what it does. I think tomorrow what I will do, because I don't even know what tomorrow's stream is. What is tomorrow's stream? Three Hopes. I kind of want to record before I play Three Hopes. So I'll tentatively put Mario on top. So that way I can maybe play a little bit more Paper Mario. No video for tomorrow is what it is. I just don't have it. I just was not feeling up to recording today. It's a wonder I even got around to even doing this, because I was kind of like just out of it today. I don't know. Today was just a bad day. But in any event, thank you all for stopping by. Everyone, Epic, Terry, Devin, Ash, the usual suspects. I appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will make up this Fire Emblem stream. You know, just things are going to get jostled around a little bit. It's all good. You know, nothing too major. So, in any event,